Hello, it's Emma Jo here from Lavinia Stamps, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how this is put together. I never know where to look with this book. Okay, we'll start over here. So we've got unicorns, we've got fairy lights, we've got mice, we've got Star leading the way, and of course we've got our secret door that hides the story. And it's going to look fab, isn't it? Going to look fab. Of course, I haven't added glitter, but please feel free to add glitter when you're doing this. Right, enough chat from me. Come with me. Let me show you how it's done. Let's start with the mice and the fairies. So I've got myself some DL multifarious card, and the stamps you're going to need for this are Basil and Bibi, Minni and Moo, Tilly and Tango. And I'm inking them up in VersaFine Clay and Nocturne and stamping them in a group, because these little buddies are going to be a little group in the centre of the piece. And now we've got 3 Dancing Fairies stamp set and the Fairy Foragers, and just pick yourself some of the fairies that you'd like to use from those sets. I'm popping one of the fairies up on the top right hand side of where we know the text is going to go. Now I've used a stencil brush size 9 and Elements Ink Sundance to colour in my mice and to go around the edges of where the text is. Now I'm using Elements Ink Confetti, Russet Orange and Blue Atoll and a little bit of violet chalk, although I don't think I used the violet chalk in the end, to colour in my fairies. And just rip them out. So the fairies rip in a sort of circular fashion and the mice as I'm doing now. Fixing the characters. So I've got my Bippity Boppity glue here, and I'm just encouraging it down to the nozzle, putting it round the outside of each piece and just popping them in the wall. They are onlookers, they are not part of the main action. The fairies have always been there, they've just not necessarily been the main attraction. So using my Bippity Boppity again, remember I said about making an extra bit that we could use to glue. Well, that's the extra flap bit. Pop your glue on that and glue to the back or the main page of the journal. There we go. So we now get this lovely place to pop our story. So I'm using Bippity Boppity glue again to stick the mice down. I think it's time for a new bottle, Emma Jo. There we go. And there are our mice. So using Elements Ink Sundance and a stencil brush, series 9, I'm just going around the fairies. I'm only doing half of them in yellow, and I'm colouring around the door. Yeah, because the door is quite important, because they're going to go through it, aren't they? And we're taking some of that yellow up into that wall. Now that's what I love about using gesso on black card, is that when you want to add a touch of colour to black, you can, because the gesso will pick up the colour. Now this is where the extra text is going, so I'm just ripping myself some pieces. Don't want them too chunky. How many have we got in the end? 4 bits. And I'm going to stick them down very, very carefully with Bippity Boppity glue. There we go. Superb. And with my other stencil brushes, obviously I have one for each colour. All I've done is picked up the right colour for each of the fairies and done the other half of their colour with, say, Blue Atoll or whatever colour they were originally. Now, using Elements Ink Dark Denim, I'm just giving us a little bit of a grounding. So that's a stencil brush series 9. And you can see I've shadowed the unicorn's feet, because after all, they're supposed to be in a tunnel. You didn't know that, did you? They're in a tunnel. Hence the need for lights. There we go. And using that brush, without adding any extra on, because I don't want it to be a solid colour, I'm just going to darken slightly the text spaces. Yeah. Now what you can't see, because for some reason it's off shot, there we go, I've just given a little bit of grounding to Tilly. Adding the story. So crack open your black Posca pen, or we're going in. So the bit before said that they had organised, the fairies knew they were tired, so they organised alternative transport, and yes, it was on a unicorn, hence the 3 unicorns there. So they've obviously had their journey on the unicorns, and the little mice have dismounted and are celebrating the fact that they've actually had a ride on a unicorn. Emma Jo has got distracted from the story and decided to just darken her mice slightly. So please bear with. Just adding a touch of black to the mice. Here we go. Super. Back. No, leave it alone and go back to the story. There we go. So with my writing, you may have realised by now, I try to do printing, clear printing. And what I do is I add extra dots on the end of each letter. So where the line ends, I'll add a dot. All right? So you might wonder why I keep going back to my text. That is why. Now I can see that there is an issue with what I have written, but I will be doing a bit on finding issues and fixing them a little later. So at the moment it says, the were very happy with that. The were very happy with that. They led Yes, they led along a dark tunnel lit with twinkling fairy lights towards ... Here we go, finding issues and fixing them. Do you ever do that, where your mind just goes somewhere else and you don't realise until later? Well, this is one of those times. And you can see my mind going, hang on a minute, they led. So what I'm doing is showing you how to fix it. Because it's ripped, it's easier to remove without too much damage. Okay, so I have removed that, and I'm going to add in another piece of ripped paper, but by the time we've glued it in and added the dark denim, it will be seamless, my friends. It will. So again, just Bippity Boppity Glue. It's got ripped edges, and I'm just filling in that gap. And I'm writing, they walked. let that bit of paper settle in for a bit and write the last bit of text for part 11. So the last bit we had was they walked along a dark tunnel lit with twinkling fairy lights towards a familiar looking door. The fairies were waving goodbye. This was the exit. Oh no. Sorry. So what are they going to say? As you go through the door, you must make a wish. A fairy told them. I wonder what Tilly wished for. So this was the exit. So there you go. I've gone back in with the remains of dark denim on that brush and I've filled it in. Okay. So there's still something missing. Come on, Emma Jo. You don't need any more. Ah, Emma Jo now thinks, hang on, there's a word missing. But I can tell you now, Emma Jo's got that wrong. I'm talking about myself in the third person. It's not good. Right. Don't stick it down. You shouldn't stick it down. You don't need it. So I'm now thinking that they walked down a long corridor, but that's not what it says. It says along a dark tunnel. And now the penny has dropped. Hurrah. Okay, everybody relax. But there's still something missing. So I'm just using Kuretake clean colour brush pens here, and that's pink, just to give that door a bit more bling, and a black Posca pen just to add in my extra bits and pieces. And this bit just says make a wish, because it's Star that's telling them as you go through the door, you must make a wish. And what are my little fairies are saying bye. And so are the mice. And they've got manners, so they're saying thank you too. Good. I'm giving my unicorns a simple dot of an eye. And where you see the were very happy with it, please make that a they were very happy. I'm using a yellow glittery Posca pen now and just tapping it with a stencil brush. And we are complete, my friends. You did it. Well done. Well done. Well, thank you very much for coming along and putting this together with me. That was great fun. I hope you've enjoyed it too. So, my friends, that was part 11. One more part to go. I love how that gesso wall turned out. And I love all the fairy lights and even our unicorns. I wanted them to look, you know, like the typical children's, almost My Little Pony, but not. You know, the rainbow sort of subtle but sparkly colours, love them. Anyway, thank you very much for coming along and doing this with me. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. If you've got any comments you'd like to leave, please pop them on the post below and I will do my best to get back in touch with you as soon as I possibly can. But in the meantime, most importantly, you have fun crafting. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.